Hello and welcome, Twitch viewers. No one's there, but that's okay. That's okay. I opened a beer, guys. Does that make me a bad person? It's Sunday.
No.
The Sabbath.
I wish I had one. I don't think I'm going to double check real quick.
Double check.
I just tried to remove cans when I've got buds.
Got no cans. You reached. There was nothing there. Oh, classic. Not a damn beer in sight.
Nope. They're having some kind of Earth Day jam across the street at... Fuck is that place called? The Crest?
The Crest?
Yeah. There's
some jelly.
Some bands outside playing.
There's my neighbor again. He's looking at the stuff that's on our property line like, what is going on? Kill it, buddy.
Put your camera on your neighbor. I want to watch his goings on.
Kill it, buddy. I don't think it'll work.
Invite your neighbor to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think it'll reach.
What are you doing, sir?
Hello. What do you think about this property line? Are there any trees you would like me to remove? I will gladly do so, because I hate all of the trees. Once in a while I step up and I cross the line. I'll do it. 2 years and just like this, my head still takes me there. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Podcast right now. Hello, and welcome to Podcast Right Now, episode 183. April 25th, 2001. Oh my God, we missed you guys. We're sorry we took a week off. I'm sure you were devastated. I'm sure you sat around your house bored, nothing to do, just looking at the grass grow outside. 1,000 apologies from me and the PCRN boys here. On the pod this week, we got Carl, young Carl boy. He's here. He's feeling good. His color is good. I'm told he's been eating. And he's hydrated. Carl, what's up? Carl. Carl 8.
Did you guys know that Pepsi Max is just as good as water to hydrate and keep you healthy?
I did know that. I saw that in Women's Health. I subscribed to Women's Health and I read that. It was like, I think one of their front page articles, but yeah. Pepsi Max. Who knew? And it tastes delicious.
Yeah, they're calling it the new water.
Also on the pod this week, he's a real handsome fella. If you haven't checked us out on our live Twitch stream, takes place on Sundays. No one really knows the time. Follow us there to get a little alert on your phone, but he's a handsome fella. We call him the $1,000 dog around here, but you should probably refer to him as Kevin. Kevin, hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's a good day. It's a good day to die hard.
Yeah, I'm having a good day so far. I haven't died, but if I do, I'm sure it'll be a good day for it.
Will you do it hard?
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out when I get there.
I wonder how quick after you die if you had an erection when you die, I wonder how long it takes for your erection to subside. I feel like that's one of those trivia factoids that like you'd be surprised. Like it's kind of like if you die with like a certain expression on your face, like don't you kind of keep that expression on your face for like a little while?
Eternity,
yeah.
Ancient Egyptians used to put a cock ring on so that they would stay hard in the afterlife forever. It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Show Nubis their pubis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also on the pod,
that was an astute intro for Kevin because he definitely has some hands.
Some hands.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Because you're handsome.
Oh, okay. You're just showing up late for that one. All right.
Yeah, well, I tried to get it in earlier.
Oh, okay. That's all right. You
Gonna get on Carl's level here.
You get a few.
Carl's on a 15-second delay with this podcast.
Guys, the struggles of doing a podcast digital, these delays are out of control. Also on the pod, he's a well-known celebrity in the realm of local television. He's TV's JG. Joe, hello.
Hello. Yeah, I've been off for a few weeks. Did you guys get my text messages?
We saw some of those texts. Yeah, a lot of them.
I was trapped under a boulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a
couple of weeks.
Like 127 hours style? Did you have to remove your arm with a pocket knife?
No, I didn't have to do that. I still had access to my phone and everything.
Okay.
So I was ordering Uber Eats and drinking my pee, that kind of stuff when you get trapped under a boulder.
Uber Eats won't bring you a beverage? Or was that a choice to just...
Well, stores aren't open 24/7 and you get thirsty in the cold nighttime. So all you got to do is drink your pee and you survive.
I just skimmed the messages. I thought you were visiting family in Boulder.
No, sorry. I know I was trapped under a boulder. Yeah, I was just really hoping someone would come and read me a story or something, but
yeah.
I guess you guys are busy. But it's cool. I'm out from under the boulder.
He's out. He's back.
Cool. Do you have any nagging injuries, or is anything from the boulder going to affect you?
I don't think so. I went to see a boulder doctor, and he said, you look good for being under a boulder for several weeks. I think I'm all cleared up.
Yeah, being stuck under a giant boulder like that, it really makes you take the times that you're not stuck under a boulder for granted.
Yeah, no, there were like some scorpions around. I was scared they were going to get to me and sting me. And
no, did you hear my joke, Joe?
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's good.
All right.
I didn't put it together right away because the boulder I was under was actually limestone. So it went right over my head.
Yeah. Well,
it was good though.
We're glad you're well. We're glad you're back. Boy, it's been 2 weeks. So much has happened. We got a long list of fun things to talk about on the podcast. We all got together last night and went and saw the Mortal Kombat movie, so we'll give you our hot take on that. And then we're just going to kind of talk about, I think, Mortal Kombat in general. What character do we most identify with? Things like that.
Something just came to me that I could add.
Oh, you got another joke?
Chauvin is guilty. No.
Oh, that too. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
That happened.
Justice happened. What else? I made an ass of myself. I went to a Cincinnati Reds game and had a few too many pints. Got myself into a little bit of trouble there with a family member. So we'll get into that. Kevin saw a fight, UFC 261. If you want to hear the highlights of that, I haven't seen anything. I haven't watched any, highlights or anything. So I'm interested to hear. We got a fish sandwich review from the only man who could review a fish sandwich. Joe's got a review for us. And then I want to talk about Katy Perry just a little bit. I got a problem. I got issues. And yeah, welcome to the pod. Check us out. podcastrightnow.com for all of our links, all of our fun ways, for you to interact with us, be a part of the show. Join us on an episode. Heck, we want to hear your story. Nothing.bandcamp.com is another one that we bring up every week. Help support the local arts. And unless you're not living in Columbus, Ohio, then it wouldn't be local to you and you are not required to do this. But bonus, some good music over there. Nothing.bandcamp.com. And we, of course, thank you guys for joining in today, whether you're cruising around in your Mazda Miata high on cocaine, or you're just having a nice, you're doing dishes with your earbuds there, whatever you're into.
If I could, just one thing.
Please.
Go to music, what is it? musicandmotioncolumbus.com. Nothing was on the Cat Club podcast last week.
There we go.
Check it out if you haven't.
Very good. Very good.
Do you guys know the Oscars are tonight?
Is that real?
That's a real thing that's happening. Breaking news.
They're still doing it, huh?
Yeah, they still give out these little statues to movies that done good.
I still don't give a shit.
Yeah, what was even good this year? Was there a good, like, Joe, do you know the noms, as the kids say?
Well, it just so happens my computer does, because it listens to everything. I've actually only seen one of them. Kevin has two. Promising Young Woman is nominated for Best Picture.
Okay.
We got Sound of Metal, Mank, Minari, The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Nomadland.
Oh, The Trial of the Chicago 7 made the list. That's cool. I've been kind of sleeping on that one, but I see it every time I go through the Netflix. I did see, what's the Judas one? The
Judas and the Black Messiah?
Yeah, the Black Panther one. That one I liked.
Fred Hampton? Yeah.
That's the only one I've seen out of the list there, but
I started that one and then it was like too late. It seemed like too serious of a movie, so I'd probably watch something else. But yeah, most of this list, I don't really know what these are about. So I suck this year for knowing about movies.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, it was a pretty
pandemic.
shitty year for movies, just in terms of production and the normal flow. Like everything kind of got put on pause there. But now we're back in it. Movies they're going to greenlighting movies. It's great.
I can tell you what's going to be nominated at next year's.
Okay.
It's going to be Mortal Kombat 2021.
So what do you guys want to dig into first? We had a night last night. We went and saw the Mortal Kombat movie. You want to hit that?
You got to start calling it Mortal Kombat 2021, John. Otherwise, people are going to be confused.
That's right. It's Mortal Kombat, parentheses 2021, parentheses 1, right? Isn't that how IMDb would list it? They always put like a Roman numeral. I may have made that up. Anyways. I thought it was.
I think they put a Roman numeral or something. There's some kind of identifier on there.
If it shares the same title as another movie. But yeah,
I don't see the Roman numeral. I just see the parentheses 2021.
There you go. But yeah, just to, I don't know, kind of throw this out early in the conversation. It was so good to hang out with you boys. I mean, that was something we haven't done in a while, and by a while, I mean a year. The movie didn't matter. I mean, we all like Mortal Kombat. We play the fighting games, but for me, it was like, how many of these boys can we get together and have a beer and a movie and some popcorn? And we did it. It was fun. I thought there was some good camaraderie and some elbow jabbing, and we started the night with a visit at level 1, which Joe and I think that was our ritual when we were sort of dating and going to movies hard with back when Movie Pass was alive and all that. We
so long ago.
We played Mortal Kombat in arcade format before going to see Mortal Kombat. I did the same thing with my wife when we went and saw Rampage with Dwayne That Rock Johnson.
Was there more traffic around the Mortal Kombat machine?
No.
We had
wide open Mortal Kombat
field day.
Yeah,
with both of them.
It was Mortal Kombat 1 and 3 that they had, and 3 was always my favorite because it was like just the best version of 1 and 2 with more characters is kind of how I look at it. It's like a Street Fighter 2 tournament edition. It's like the same thing kind of. I got my ass kicked by Joe big time.
If this was like back in the day, you'd be lining up to play me with your quarters up on there. I dominated you.
Well, Joe plays like a lot of, it's a common play style, but he'll learn one move and then just use that one move. Yep.
It's the same way Joe plays trivia. He just answers immediately, spams one thing and you can't get a word in edgewise.
Yep. Pretty much. So good on you.
Play style,
still got you the W, in the 3 fights I think we had, or a couple fights. And then I'm like, all right, let me play someone else. Me and Carl play. And then Carl makes me eat dicks again. And I lose to Carl. So I'm not good at fighting games. That's where I'm at.
I'm not either. I just get lucky.
You're better. Better than this old lump of rocks.
I think the one round that I bested Zane, it was because I remembered Kano's spin move in Mortal Kombat 1, and I just spammed it.
What else did we get in at the level 1? Played a little Joust. That was fun.
Joust is always solid. Did some Burger Time, which is always my kind of personal favorite / go-to, just in general in the world of retro gaming. I guess it's kind of weird. I didn't feel like I was going to get COVID from touching random controls and everything.
Yeah.
But it was not convenient to walk around with a mask and a beer and like have to find a place to set your beer down and then lift up the mask and the whole, it's way more convenient if you're going to go out at this point when masks are still required to kind of post up somewhere and have the beers come to you, or, this was pretty not good. I've got kind of a longer beard right now too, so mask up and down constantly. I'm getting all kinds of hairs in my mouth. Real gross.
Yeah. It's like I came here to play video games, not eat pussy.
Yeah. Right?
That old adage.
I played a little Robotron 2084.
Carl did a number on that Robotron cabinet. Wow. Yeah.
That's a game where you control the character with one joystick and then you shoot with another joystick, and it's just you point it in a direction and move it around and it shoots.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually played that before, but it looked like it was a super primitive Smash TV type of game.
Yeah.
Where you do pretty much the same thing.
And you could actually, with Smash TV, you could do that on the Nintendo. You could plug in 2 controllers and hold each of them, one with each hand and use the direction.
Way not convenient. It's way better when the Super Nintendo came out and you just had the D-pad and then the 4 buttons that you could work with for Super Smash, which is the one that I had.
Nice. Let's go around and just do real quick, go-to Mortal Kombat character, and it can be on any of the versions of the game all the way up to, I think we're up to 11 now on modern generation consoles and stuff. I'll start, Mortal Kombat 3, I go Shiva, like out of the gate. I just thought it was so cool that character was included just default in the game. All those years ago, back in the 90s on our Sega Genesis, I believe we were playing it on. And my love for her, she's a cousin of Goro. And I remember Goro was playable, I think, only in Mortal Kombat 2, but you had to insert some codes or maybe beat the game to unlock them. Or I know that there was some sort of like gate to get them unlocked, but you could play with Goro. And so when 3 came out, we were stoked, me and my brothers, and I was like, oh my God, they got one of these 4-armed creature people as a playable character right out of the gate, vanilla. So it blew me away back then. It was like, oh my God, I can be a Goro or a female Goro. She's got a pretty good moveset, does the whole, body pound. That's a good one. I want to say she does a backbreaker move as well, similar to Goro.
She does the thing where she goes like through the bottom of the screen and then lands on top of you.
That's the body breaker. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I think she's got a projectile attack of some kind too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe not.
Yeah. What do you guys got? What's your go-to MK character?
I play Liu Kang, I guess, but I don't really know how to do anything. Every once in a while I'll do that bicycle kick accidentally. Yeah.
Never gets old.
Yeah, I play him, and I basically try to jump into and out of range and drop kicks as I'm coming into range. That's the only thing I know how to try.
Nice.
Yeah,
Liu Kang's definitely got the easiest moveset to just kind of pick up whenever. The bicycle kick is just holding down low kick for 4 seconds, and then everything else is forward, and a button doesn't move.
Yeah, he does a fire blast, and then...
He does a fire blast, and he does a flying kick that's not a bicycle kick.
Yeah, it goes across the whole screen. That's a good move. Liu Kang's solid. Well-rounded character. That's kind of like maybe a Ryu in Street Fighter, or a Ken.
He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
We got Bubby's pick. He says Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden in the chat. Relentless lightning spears, he says.
Bubby listens to the show?
Today he is.
Cool.
Yeah, he's been in chat a few times. I'm normally gonna just go Scorpion out of the gate.
He's the coolest. I mean,
yeah,
he is the coolest.
Yeah. This is
hard stop, coolest Mortal Kombat character, right? I mean, that's probably why the film focused on him as a main villain and stuff.
And by the way, when we talk about this film, spoilers, we're talking about it.
It's Mortal Kombat. I don't think anyone's worried about it, except for, it will be nominated for Best Picture next year. So,
oh, definitely Best Picture, Best Director, probably Best Actor for at least one of the characters.
Sound design,
screenplay, probably screenplay.
Best
adapted screenplay.
Director.
Best based on the novel.
Best animated film, best foreign film, because a lot of the scenes take place in the Nether realm or the other realm. So yeah,
that's no way to talk about Japan.
Sorry, that's my bad.
You're talking about the Void.
Did we get Joe's? I think we need Joe's still. Go to MK.
Yeah, I go kind of back and forth. I like to mess with Liu Kang just because of the aforementioned easy moveset, but then. Character-wise, I think Scorpion just kind of sits right there in that coolness factor that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to hover around some of the OGs. Like, I know I've played 10 with you, and I don't know who the fuck any of these people... Like, you were telling me about...
Aaron Black, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this Aaron Black? They got the lead singer of Stained in here, and... it turns out he's the Western-y guy.
He's a cowboy, yeah, and he uses shotguns and revolvers to fight.
I mean, it really doesn't fit into Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like Cyrax has like belly grenades. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of characters that use weapons. And I know in the modern games, at least in 10, it was something you could do to unlock like a sword or a weapon, and you could have a weapon to fight with. But in the modern ones, can't you get a sword in a lot of these?
So yeah, that's the thing. They kind of switched up in the later versions, and I didn't really play super hard to any of them past like Ultimate Trilogy, but you could switch between your fighting styles to be different stuff, and then some of them involved weapons. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's extensively in all the further on series or just kind of comes and goes.
Yeah, I still haven't played 11 like an idiot, but I'll get there.
It looks really good. I was watching some YouTube clips of it with Ed Boon, and he's kind of talking about all the characters, and then they show all these different fatalities from the game. They're just so over the top ridiculous.
Yeah.
Have they made it so that you actually don't have to do like the sequence to do a fatality anymore?
Yeah, they do like a certain number of, at least this is how it worked on 10, but you could get one button fatalities, and they were like the basic fatality, but that way you could get a taste. And then after you used up all your one button, like you get one per character, if you win. And then I think after that, then it's like a ridiculous button combo that you have to learn if you want to pull it off. But the newer ones it's a new level of violence. I mean, some of the stuff they do. And there were some moments like that in the movie that really made me kind of giggle. Like, it's weird. It's one thing to have video game violence way over the top, but then some CG movie version of that is just like another step towards like, should this be allowed? Like, god damn. I just saw that man get halved. Who's the hat guy?
A lot of cleaving. Kung Lao.
I think that was my favorite like fatality in the movie. He uses his hat, and then I think he pulls a guy while it's spinning on the floor, and it just cuts him.
It was that harpy.
It's that flying lady.
Right down the middle. Yeah.
That was a character that I didn't know. I think her and the hammer guy were not in the ones that I played.
Yeah. Let's
either of them.
Let's get into it. Let's throw a number out there. Mortal Kombat 2021. where'd we land? What do you guys think? I would probably say I go like maybe 6 out of 10. It got another point just because it was all of us hanging out and being out on the town and free to sit next to each other and giggle in person, you know.
For like a Mortal Kombat fan, like just from that perspective, I give it like a 9.
All right. Strong.
Like they delivered on that level, but it's, it's one of those. It's not going to be up for an Academy Award. That's really not.
Yeah.
Going to happen.
It's maybe
for fun.
Right?
Unfortunately. Yes.
It's for fun.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Was the theater crowded? Did you guys already,
Well, we got to get Joe's review real quick.
There were people there. There were a few people there, but it wasn't crowded.
It was busier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 or 15 other people in the theater. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But that's, like, I guess just getting in, there was that huge throng of people that we cut in front of accidentally.
Yeah, that's worth explaining real quick to Kevin. So, Kevin, we all walk in, and we had all purchased our tickets separately, like online, and so we just had to show a little QR code. My dog is losing it right now. There must be someone having a jog today. Is that coming through anyways?
Mm-hmm. It's all right. Everyone knows what a dog barking sounds like.
I know,
so
but
it's cool.
Okay, all right. I just hope they don't hear the child that we have in the basement. Sometimes he gets loud.
Well, I did hear a siren before the dog started barking, so
anyways,
I want to keep an eye out.
All we got to do is show a QR code, and I went to see Kong versus Godzilla, and I've done it in the past where you walk in, you don't go to buy tickets, you go past that, and there's typically another person who is scanning people in, whether it's a ticket or your phone screen, and that's the person you get through. They had one guy working the box office, and he looked like a manager, maybe. Definitely
he was
a shift
leader.
He
was in a suit, so he seemed like he's somebody of authority, because if you have a blazer on...
Yeah.
We're in a suit to work at the movie theater?
Had to be the manager, right? Yeah.
Dress code.
So anywho, we get in line first, and we're kind of like trying to figure out and it was a pretty sizable line.
It was not a line. It was a mob of people.
Yeah, it was
loosely.
And social distancing.
Trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, and the whole social distancing thing was not being observed, and we kind of pause and we're trying to check it out. And then I think we saw someone else kind of go around and show a screen, and he scanned it, the same guy. And then they went by. And so I was like, well, hey, let's do that. And then we walked over there. We all get our thing scanned. And what did he say to us? He was like, I tried to be friendly to him. I said, oh man, looks like you're a little overwhelmed. Sorry. I don't know, whatever, just trying to be friendly. And, he was like, yeah, it's a little crazy. And you guys just sort of, he didn't say cut, but he was like, yeah, you guys kind of just went around all these people. It's like, well, you're not really, I mean, you realize it's a shit show in here, right? There is no direction, at all as far as what folks are supposed to do on a Saturday night. I know the pandy happened and everyone's a little sleepy and still sucking that government teat, but I mean, we got to get back to work eventually.
He was getting into it with the mob. Those people that were in front of us seemed like they were younger. One said they had to go back to the parking lot for something, so I don't know if they were being carded aggressively for an R-rated movie, and he was turning them away. But there was an issue where they weren't getting in with that side of the line.
Gotcha.
So that prompted us to think that, well, can we just not deal with this and go around? We've got our codes handy.
Yeah.
So we cut them.
Another entrance on the other side of him with a sign on it that has the barcode.
Yeah.
Indicating I'm supposed to go this way because I already have a barcode.
I'm pretty sure someone called in, someone got food poisoning, right? And it's like, I can't make it today. So, but we got in. The bar was open there. That was cool. We were able to grab ourselves a beer there, even though we had a few in our pockets. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but, there's always you shouldn't sneak, or it's policy to not sneak candy and treats and fast food into the movie theater, well, that extends also to booze. It's just as easy to sneak a couple cans of your favorite IPA into a movie theater and not pay the $11 price at the theater for an ice cold beer. So we definitely brought some beers in. Yeah, no one will mind. And the theater, as far as they're concerned, the worst they can do is ask you to leave. So you're not breaking any laws there. It's their company policy. So
I don't know. The guy was wearing a suit, right?
Yeah, the suit guy might not have liked that.
I'm sure he could do something worse than make me leave. I'm not sure what it is, but guy's got a suit on. You got to figure.
He could take you to that back room that they've got there.
And tell me how depressed he is because this is where he's landed in life and he's a movie theater, manager, and not even an AMC or a Gateway, but like a fucking Marcus Crosswoods. Like, it's not even a great theater, this guy's a loser.
He could do way worse things. Have you seen Scarface?
You don't ever have to go to that back room, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you seen Scarface with the
committed a crime?
Chainsaw Man?
No, Carl's making a point. They have no power. They can do is ask you to leave. And then even then
you have to leave.
Even then, like they can't remove you though. They can't put their hands on you. That's assault.
Goddamn hands on you.
Was it a nice suit?
No.
It might have been from
really? I was going to give him that.
No,
he might have been Men's Warehouse.
Yeah,
he might have gotten 3 of those for $99.
Yeah. And it was ill-fitting. It was a larger, jacket than he needed for his build. Not a nice.
Maybe he lost weight recently, though.
It's fair.
He looked like a cop that got fired. And then I worked at a movie theater, and he couldn't maintain order.
Let's go back tonight and fuck with him some more. See if he's working. But anyways, we got in. We got some beer skis. We got seated, and for me, you guys know what a romantic I am when it comes to the movie theater. Like I'm a happy man at the movie theater. I don't know. I turn off the world and I am in the creator's hands of cinema. So
you got your own like director's commentary running throughout the course of a movie too. That I'm still to this day kind of wondering how no one comes up to you and is like, "Hey, dude, come on."
And it was, our buddy Zane came with us. He was our DD, and he also wanted to see the movie and hang, of course. But he probably had the best seat because he was not directly beside me, and I didn't have to tell him every fleeting thought that I had as the movie carried on. And then I found out this was adorable. Where like Carl claimed, I saw the first, because we were talking about it on the way there.
That was true as well. So I know that scene. I saw that scene.
I know, but we're on our way in there, and I was like, "Listen, guys, it's got a pretty poor Rotten Tomatoes scores, but the audience score is like 88%, so that should be good." And then Carl's like, "Yeah, I heard something on another podcast or a review saying that the first scene was like super violent and fun." And I mentioned that, and Carl's like, "Yeah, I saw that first scene. That was pretty good." And I was like, "Cool." And then we get in there, and then the first scene ends, and they do the title card, and I'm like, and I lean over, I'm like, so have you seen this far, or are you still, you don't know what's going on, or you do now, or what? And he was like, I got to be honest with you. I already watched this movie at home. And so he'd already seen the whole damn thing. So then he shouldn't have said that, because now I was playing a game with him throughout the movie where I was trying to guess what was going to happen. I was like, ooh, how does Jax get his arms? Is it because Sonya Blade is like involved in the military and they got some cool like Tony Stark technology and they're going to hook him up with some arms? And Carl, he was really good about not telling me the answer. Yeah. He was like, you'll have to see.
It was just mechanics from another realm. It's just like these mechanics showed up and they were from another realm. What's that?
Carl, why had you seen it earlier in the day?
No, I watched it the day before. It came out the day before.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Why did you do that?
Katie brought it up. Okay. We have HBO Max, and then I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll see. We'll talk it on the pod."
If the lady wants to see it, okay, yep,
I'll see it twice in a row.
Yeah, I rewatched it this morning too.
I didn't want to ruin the experience by letting anyone know prematurely that I had seen it.
I don't think that ruined. I think that's a myth. You can see a movie and then go see it again.
Sure,
you don't all have to see it.
Yeah, it's fine for me, but John loves the movies, and he thought we were all going to see the thing together.
Well, I've done that before with like wife, like where we have a show that we both make an agreement. Okay, no one goes further, but then I'll fuck around and I'll watch the next episode on accident, and then we'll sit down for that episode, and I've carried it out through the entire thing, and play surprised at certain things in the show, like, whoa, dude, can you believe that they just killed that character? Oh, so it happens. Oh, she heard me. Shit. I'm in trouble.
In trouble for lying to his wife.
I'm so loud. Hey, will you give me one of them paddles? Thank you. She's a beautiful lady, guys. I'm lucky to have her.
The Grand Theft Auto busted thing, and it goes black and white when she opens the door.
It just goes black and white all over my feed, and it rotates slightly. Yeah, totally. But yeah, I thought the movie was fun. It was the in between, the interpersonal, the character stuff was absolutely ignorable. It was just like, let's get to the next fight. There's a big training montage that takes place. Apparently, if you have the sign, if you have the birthmark or the sign of the dragon, you're a chosen warrior for your realm. And if you have that, you also have like a superpower. And so
you don't necessarily have it. You have to unlock the achievement.
Yes, you have to unlock it. Yeah. Have you tried?
And you can take the marking from someone else if you kill them. So if you kill one of the champions.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. That's why Sonya played that one. She took it from, spoiler, she kills Kano.
Yeah, and for, the next few minutes, spoiler, skip ahead if you're really worried about it.
Kano turns heel. He's a good bad boy at first. And
he was my...
That was the worst decision. They spent all this time making him so lovable. And
I loved him.
Now I'm supposed to hate him? I don't hate him. He's awesome.
He was my favorite character for sure, I think, out of the entire movie.
I wasn't expecting him to turn, so they got their swerve.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the new guy, who I guess isn't even in the games.
Right.
But
he's
the main ancestor. He's the main character.
Yeah.
He's the main character and the ancestor of Scorpion, but then Scorpion actually shows up again, so it's like, well, what was the point of him being the ancestor?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to just give him, they were going to make him Scorpion at the end.
Right.
Because he has the Scorpion's dagger thing.
Yeah.
He was able to summon the ghost of Scorpion. Or Scorpion came from hell. Scorpion was killed by Sub-Zero in that first scene we talked about earlier.
Yeah. So that's a pretty common plot device, and you see it in a bunch of movies where, especially big franchise movies like that with a bunch of characters and a bunch of lore that goes along with it, and it's a whole universe that's built out. One of the movies that comes to mind that does this, where basically you get to embody that character who is the main character but isn't an established character. It's the one I think of is the kid Danny in the 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. Like, the turtles aren't the main character. That kid is the main character, and you get to experience that world through a character, right? Like,
what? Danny?
Yeah, remember the kid?
Are you talking about Kino from 2?
No,
Danny.
Kino's another example from 2, though. The pizza boy.
Kino's in a lot more than Danny is in the
April's boss's son.
Yeah, no, I know. He's the dude that steals the $20 bill from her and then pays her back at the end.
Well, I guess we start with him, and then April kind of takes that.
On
that
April,
role.
yeah.
But anyways, you understand what I'm saying, where it's like, that's a safe move versus the original, the 90s Mortal Kombat movies. I'm pretty sure it was like Sonya, Johnny Cage, like those were kind of the main characters that we followed. But they did that in this one too.
Liu Kang it's weird that Liu Kang isn't the main guy in this one, since he's, the guy who wins the tournament. But then I guess that's another spoiler to jump into, is that there's no Mortal Kombat in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they don't actually have the tournament.
Yeah, Shang Tsung's like, you know what? Fuck this tournament. We're going to kill everyone before they get to the tournament. So all your fights are based on that.
Yeah, they make mention that that's how they've won past tournaments. You know,
well, he doesn't necessarily say that. He says that
not
cheating's never stopped us before.
Yeah, not specifically.
Yeah. So they've done shady things. By the way, did you recognize that Shang Tsung from The Dark Knight? He is the dude that flies to China, and then Batman has to go get him.
Oh yeah, okay.
I knew I recognized his face, and then looked him up, and that's Wheeler guy. Yeah.
Good job.
They did a really good job of referencing with the settings of some of the fights, referencing old levels from the games, like the pit. There's in the first scene at one point it cuts to a line of trees, a forest, and it's just for a moment, but that's like the stage from Mortal Kombat 2, the tree level.
Yeah.
So even in little ways, they did it too. It was a lot more fan service and less taking liberties, I feel like, than the old movies.
Yeah, plenty of fan service all around. Every couple scenes, there would be some sort of nod or Easter egg to something.
They had one that I think it had to have been intentional. They mentioned the dude that Cole had beaten for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? They said his name was Ed Tobias, which I think is the combination of Ed Boon and the other Tobias, whatever his name is. The two co-creators of it that Noob Saibot is named after.
Okay.
I think that has to be an Easter egg there.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up his name. I'm not looking it up.
You get a fair amount of characters in this one, and then they're obviously setting this up for a sequel. So I hope it does well, because I'll go watch that sequel. And
They teased Johnny Cage because everyone wants Johnny Cage.
That was weird that he's not in it right off the bat too.
They're saving it.
Yeah, but it's also like Cole is kind of, similar to that character. He's a cage fighter. He's not, super cocky, and he's not the Hollywood type.
Do you think that was an intentional reference on their part? He's not Johnny Cage, but he's a cage fighter?
I think it's maybe giving a little bit of Johnny Cage. If he's not going to be in the movie, then we're going to kind of embody some of that character, at least a little bit, maybe. I don't know, maybe.
I lost it. What was I going to say?
Johnny Cage?
No.
Fighters?
Oh, no, it was back to Shang Tsung. So with that particular actor, I feel like so they didn't bust out any of his morphing at all, right? So when it comes time for Shang Tsung to really actually fight, you would assume he's going to go into either a different character or a younger version of himself.
Yeah.
He's not an old man by any means, but he's definitely closer to like decrepit Shang Tsung from MK1 kind of style.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't seem like it should be formidable at all, but then he kind of, that was another scene that kind of, I don't know, it gets bothered me, but he just sort of grabbed Kung Lao and then says, "I'm going to eat your soul." And no one really stops him.
Yeah.
Kind of standing around letting it happen.
Yeah, kick him off.
And if he could do that, why wasn't he just, and he could get away with it, why isn't he just doing that to everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, why did he need a sweet crew if he's just going to go around eating people's souls?
Yeah.
Also, souls, pretty high in sodium,
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You gotta be careful. The carbs and the sodium will get you when it comes to souls. Joe, did we get your number? What do you think, man? What's fair?
I'd go probably 7.5 or 8. I feel like if you liked the gaming series, this is gonna sit well with you just for all the cool fight scenes.
Yeah.
I think I probably like Mortal Kombat 95 a little better just because it's more fun. I guess there's a little bit more camaraderie between Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and Sonya.
Is Sonya hot in this one?
Pretty hot.
Okay, she's that
was a big part of the 95 one for me.
Oh, Veronica Vaughn.
Oh,
it's Pete Sampras' wife.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Good for Pete Sampras.
Yeah. I don't know if they're still married, but for a long time.
Talk about a home run.
Talk about a Wimbledon Grand Slam.
Yeah.
They do, John. I did mention last night that there are hints that that Cole is Scorpion's ancestor. Did you pick up on any of that?
I didn't put it together until they told me. I was so dumb. I was too busy watching the violence and hoping that Sonya would like have a boob slip out mid-fight or something.
His there's a close-up shot of him putting his tape on before his fight, and it's yellow.
Okay.
And then he has bracelets on later that are striped yellow and black.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. That's right in your face, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's one of the things I feel like is a little bit better about this movie is the outfits seem a little more realistic. You don't just have Scorpion and Sub-Zero showing up in their blue and yellow ninja costumes.
Yeah.
They look a little bit more subdued and more armor-like for actual combat purposes.
Yeah. Not a ninja outfit. Yeah.
Like their outfits in the later games. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that in 10 and 11, the hoods and just more armor and built up, gauntlets and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I do like a slimmer silhouette, though, for those characters, because I think ninja first when I think of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but they did fine. We get Reptile in this movie, but he doesn't ever take human form. He just kind of stays a big, creepy dinosaur, which is cool, I guess.
He does pretty much the same thing that he did in the 95 Mortal Kombat, where it's just to be a reptile and go attack the protagonists.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him just in human form and then maybe turn into a lizard towards the end or something.
That would have been cool. But yeah, full spoilers. Any character that dies in the movie, they get, it's alluded to that they will return because they get, sucked to the nether realm, and we find out that Scorpion can return from the nether realm, so all characters are still on the board.
From hell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess what do you call that? Is that not the nether? Is that not the nether realm? What do you? I
guess. I don't know.
I'm thinking of it like on Minecraft rules.
They specifically refer to it where he came from as hell.
Okay.
Rather than the nether, so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Now all we can do is speculate.
Yeah, we gotta wait 2 years or whenever they're gonna make that next Mortal Kombat, and then maybe we'll get Kevin to go with us. Maybe there won't be a fight that night. You broke my heart, sir.
You know what? I wanted to see this movie with you guys. I suggested it.
Scheduling didn't really just work out.
It came out. Yeah. I wanted to see it on the Friday, and Joe couldn't do the Friday. That's fine, but there were fights last night. There were bigger things happening than this Mortal Kombat.
Well, it was funny because Mortal Kombat opens with our main character doing a cage match, and me and Carl both were like, Kevin would have loved this. He would have got everything he needed. It was very violent,
You would have gotten the fix for sure.
Yeah.
Compromise.
It sounds to me like you guys had a good, not great night overall.
Yeah.
And I feel like I made the right choice, because were there any cool leg injuries in this Mortal Kombat movie?
Well, there was a pretty gnarly arm injury.
Yeah, pretty much every body appendage probably got injured to some degree.
Yeah, a man got his arms frozen off, Kevin.
Yeah,
but not really. And
no, really, that man has metal arms now.
Yeah,
I see that.
Well, the UFC had 2 cool leg injuries. So,
let's get into it.
That was pretty tight. Sorry I couldn't be there with you guys.
Yeah.
There were fights last night I was pretty excited for. 3 title fights, which has happened a couple of times, and then sometimes the pay-per-view itself isn't very good. Last night was really good all the way through.
Nice.
Like I said, there were 2 leg injuries that ended fights for the lead-in fights, and then all of the title fights ended in a knockout. So it was pretty good.
Knockouts, still on baby. This Fight Island, or where are they based out of right now?
Oh, this was the first one with a full crowd. So it was in Jacksonville, and friend of the podcast, Tyler, went with a couple of friends.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Did you spot him on the telly?
No, didn't see him on TV, but I think his buddy made some money on Dogecoin or something, and decided to buy them all tickets. So that was cool.
Not bad.
Full crowd being how many in what seat capacity?
15,000, and Tyler said it felt small.
Okay.
So I think 15,000 is kind of like St. John's might be 5. Schottenstein Center?
Schottenstein's like 20.
Yeah.
I think 19 to 20.
Okay. So thereabouts.
Well, to frame it a little bit, and not to divert from the fight talks or whatever, but I went to a Cincinnati Reds game Tuesday, and it was amazing. You could walk anywhere without crowds of people. There was no one around you, and they were at lower capacity. So, going to a concert or a sporting event of any kind, I would think, like in the next couple months, it's like a little secret bonus of a pandemic is if you're not a fan of being in giant crowds of people, get that shot, get out there and enjoy yourself. But go on, Kev. Sorry.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the leg injuries first.
Yeah.
First of all, do you guys enjoy this? You like seeing gross shit happen?
Uh-huh.
Because I like it a lot.
I'm squeamish.
Depends on the.
It's like I want to see it, but then when it happens, I'm like, oh, that's real. That's not
like when someone's leg bends completely the wrong way. That's no good. I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to see it, but I don't. It's like car wreck
jumping off the top rope and
exactly.
He fucking goes the wrong way.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to see it, but it's hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they do the replay, I guess like I have to I kind of take a breath and like clench my teeth and prepare for what I'm about to see.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to watch it over and over again, but I do like seeing it slowed down a couple of times.
Oh, it teaches you about the anatomy of the human body, you know? Stressor points and
in a weird way, it makes me feel like more secure in my own, my body's not just going to fall apart or whatever. When you see it start to fall apart, and then it's fine. They just kind of deal with it. So, the first guy had like foot drop. You guys seen this? You heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Basically, I think he got kicked behind the knee and, like a major nerve that goes to the entire lower half of your leg, basically just gets shut off. So you go to like take a step and it's like your leg is like, doesn't know that it's supposed to be bearing weight. So it just kind of like shifts and looks all stupid and your foot doesn't really plant right.
Oh no.
So yeah, he kind of took a step and like his ankle, came down in a direction that was not a foot. And, it was towards the end of a round. So
that's a whoopsie Goldberg right there.
It was, like 30 seconds left in a round. So that guy realizes what's happening. He goes for a takedown and gets the takedown. So basically he can, ride out the rest of the round, gets to his corner, tries to like fucking wake it up. And then he stands up for the second round and just like can't put any weight on his foot. It gives out. So they call the fight in between rounds in the first fight. So that was pretty cool.
Is that like a freak accident kind of thing? Cause a lot of people get kicked in the leg area, but that doesn't seem like that happens very often.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. I don't think the expectation is that like you're going to be able to make it happen, but it just sometimes it does.
Did they speak to like any long-term effects of like nerve damage like that for a fighter or for someone like that?
Right. I'm not sure, but I think it's less serious than actually breaking an ankle or whatever. I don't know. There's a guy who, the guy that I saw, I think took like a normal amount of time off between fights and now is going to fight for a UFC title. So. Yeah.
Cause nerve damage is terrifying to me. Like breaking a bone, that's one thing that'll mend. But like if you bruise or sever a major nerve, like, man, I mean, for the rest of your life, you might just occasionally think your foot's on fire or asleep or numb. Like it's just, it blows me away, how we're wired like that and how if you fuck something up here in your arm, that's everything. That's your whole hand, that's, the podcast I listened to, Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina Pajinski, he had a major injury and he had what was considered like a bruised nerve. And so on a week by week basis, I listen to this podcast and sometimes catch the video of it, but to see him recover from that and how that was out of a snapped ligament and a broken humerus. The nerve stuff was the thing that was like the most concerning, you know, going forward and in recovery. So that's why I ask.
Yeah, I tried to find some injury news or whatever for him, and it doesn't look like anything. They haven't said, you know, this and this is wrong or whatever yet. Yeah. So that was one, you know, first match got stopped, leg injury. Second match is a couple of, it was Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman, I think. And, so they come out like very first exchange of the fight. Somebody throws a leg kick, it gets blocked, and the shin snaps like clean. And the foot wraps around and like starts to come around the backside.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you throw up?
No. But I, you know, I said, oh, and, yeah. And then they replayed it a couple of times. They cut away and they got the video together. And then the guy kind of announced it like, okay, so yes, it sounds like we are going to let you see this again. And so they showed it slowed down, and it just like, I mean, his foot is like a snap bracelet or something around the other guy's leg.
No.
His foot looks like, it's just like a sock full of meat or something being swung around. And, yeah. So it was one of those situations where like the camera didn't even, they just cut to his opponent who kind of like, kneeled in his corner, and he looked really upset. You know, cut away for TV for 6-7 minutes and put his leg in an air cast or whatever and stretchered him off. So
two things. I'm wondering if it's as gnarly looking as I've imagined it. And then the second thing is, I think you made the right call watching your fights. This sounds like you got a good night's worth of fights.
Yeah. Just Mortal
those
Kombat. Two, I think paid for themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to see it, it's Chris Weidman and Uriah Hall. And I haven't checked. I assume it's on YouTube and you can see it without any like copyright stuff or this is too gross stuff.
And that's just right out the gate of that fight. That man.
Yep. It was the first strike he threw was this little leg kick, and it gets blocked.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
Just gruesome. So, and then after it wraps around, he also like tries to take a step back onto it.
No.
So he's like puts all of his weight like into the crease between his leg and his foot. It's bad.
When in the fight does it happen?
It's immediately. That's like 3 seconds into the first round.
Okay.
Like they meet in the center and then this happens.
So I found it on YouTube, and they do some creative framing so that it doesn't, break copyright. It doesn't alert the algorithm or the bots, but I'm watching it now, and yes, there it is. Oh God. Yeah. So do you guys remember a video from years back where this exact same thing happened? It's like a shin to shin kick, and
a UFC thing?
I guess it would have had to have been if they were kickboxing, right? Something pretty similar happened to Anderson Silva, and Chris Weidman is the guy who Anderson Silva did it against. It's kind of a weird connection there. It's got 21,000 views, which isn't a lot, but it looks like there's a bunch of other people that have re-uploaded it. So yeah, check out the injury if you like injury shit. One of the grossest injuries I've ever seen, I think, just period. Gnarly. And then there were the title fights. It was, so.
You give it a 10 out of 10, the injury?
Yeah, probably. It was.
Did you laugh
the most
at all?
I think I did that thing where you're like, oh.
Yeah, like an uncomfortable, I should make a noise sound. I just witnessed that, yeah.
Good to make noises.
That's what this whole podcast is about. We make noises.
Yeah, then there were 2 title fights that weren't really competitive, but were still kind of fun to watch. This Shevchenko lady, she's a really mean little Russian kickboxer.
Okay.
She defended against this stout little Brazilian lady. Submitted her, and or she got her into a crucifix and then started like beating her, like raining elbows down into her head while she had her arms like extended away from her head.
The old Pontius Pilate.
Yep. So that was pretty cool. Usman won, which is boring, but what are you going to do? It's mostly what people expected. And then Rose Namajunas won, super early knockout, and that was pretty cool. She was 1.5, 2-1 underdog, something like that. And she had made some news leading up to the fight because she like said some things that could be construed as, well, they are anti-communist, but she said that she was like using communism because her opponent was Chinese, using communism as like a motivator in the fight and like pretending that she was fighting against communist forces in her home country when she was a kid.
It's like a Rocky IV scenario.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I think she had enough experience to like say that and for it to be meaningful, and it's not just like, you're Chinese,
gotcha.
But yeah, she said like better dead than red or whatever. And so that like kind of little sound bite or quote or whatever got shared a bunch of times. So I'm not sure what people thought of her, but she got it done last night.
I like the female fights. Those are always a little, I don't know. It's a different type of vicious or something. I don't really know how to explain it.
I think the overall the female fights are not as good, I would say. But the problem is they don't have there's not as much deep talent. But the fights can still be really good when you get like, you know, the best two women out of divisions to fight each other.
Oh yeah, I mean it's super impressive. I think what all those athletes are capable of, but I don't know, something about two young ladies kicking the shit out of each other is that'll make your heart beat. I don't know.
Yeah, she caught the Chinese lady with a head kick like super early into the fight and knocked her out clean, I would say. But the Chinese fighter was not happy about the call. Like she was still kind of fuzzy too. So she was like, come on. And she, you know, can't fucking stand straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Good fights all around.
Nice.
Good.
Well, what else we got, boys? Yeah, I messed up in Cincy. That was embarrassing. So it was Tuesday that my dad had bought us tickets, and I think the Reds were playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. And
420, right?
That's right, yeah.
Not only Tuesday, but also weed day.
Well, and I made sure to, you know, pop a couple edibles before we hit the road. And my brother drove, which was cool. We went down there in his Tesla, super futuristic spaceship car. Very nice. And it was me and my dad. My sister's in town from Colorado. And we just had ourselves a champagne jam. I mean, it was so nice to walk around in downtown sunny Cincinnati. And we went to a really great restaurant and had a bunch of Duvel, the single fermented stuff. And that was delicious. But it was one of those like twice this happened where it was like, oh, you're finishing your beer and I'm like half a beer, like, and you're ordering another one. Okay, well, order me another one too. And then I'll delete this one. You know what I mean? And those are strong little boys. And so, we filled our bellies. We had some good food. I got like chicken and waffles. It was like kind of the Southern style jam. And then we stumble our way over to Great American Ballpark and, picked whatever seats we wanted, and no one bothered us about it at all. So we went down to like the first section down by the field. I mean, we were all the way back, so that we were not being crazy obvious about it. And I think my dad has played this game many times before. He actually taught me that, like, and I think people should try it. If you don't see an usher around, go get yourself some better seats. If they ask you to leave, that's all they'll do. They'll ask you to get up and go to your seats. You know what I mean? So go nuts. And then what did we do? We drank all the beers. We had IPAs, and it was, the game got rained out in the 7th inning, and we made our way to the Tesla. And I think I'm still on good behavior at this point, right? Like I'm definitely drunk, but we were giggling and having a good time still.
Do you know how many beers you've logged?
It was at least 5 at the restaurant and another 3 at the ballpark, and those would have all been 6%ers plus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
so your blood alcohol content is fine.
It was 100%. Yeah. I just, I think what happened. Let me plead my case here. I think what happened was I was so happy to be doing something like this with my dad and my family, and I was just having a great time. And so, Jordan, my brother who was driving, he stopped drinking at the restaurant and he just had water at the ball game, and cause he was going to be driving us back, which he could have drank his face off. Them Teslas, I don't know if you know it, but they got that auto drive feature. You just sit back and relax, baby.
Responsible advice.
But, yeah, I definitely overdrank, and somewhere along the way home, I became pretty annoying. He had to stop. Well, first of all, it started snowing really hard, and so he was driving in that. And then we stopped at a Meijer because they had a charge, like a quick charge station out in their parking lot. And so Jordan wanted to hit that and give his battery a little boost there. And so he's charging. He's like, this is the fast charger. This will only take 10 minutes, guys. We won't be here long and all this. And me and my sister decided to run into the Meijer to get more beers and pickles. And so we got a jar of Dills and another 6-pack. I think it was some Rheingeist or something. And I don't know what came over me. We get back in the car. First of all, I had the foresight to dump all the pickle juice out of the jar so we didn't have a spill type situation. So I just dumped pickle juice in the parking lot. Her and I hop back in. My dad's already asleep in the back. He's older. He's ready for sleepy time. And so I hop in. I crack a beer in his car. I'm drinking, and then I hand him back to the back seat. I'm like, here you go, boys. Get yourself some medicine. My dad's asleep, so I just throw it on his lap. My sister said, she was like, I didn't drink mine, and I went to sleep. And so she's asleep. So it's just me and Jordan tearing down, the highway in a snowstorm. And I had all the energy of a 5-year-old, and he said I was touching all of his knobs and dials. I was messing with him and touching the wheel and stuff. What's wrong, buddy? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, if you saw the snow that was hitting him, it was I was being a total asshole. And long story short, we make it all the way back to Columbus. My last attempt to cause serious incident in our evening was we were at a red light, and there was a car next to us, and I roll my window down, and I tell the car next to us to roll their window down, and they do, and it's a car full of black fellas, and I shout out to them, hey, do you guys like anime? That's what I thought would be funny to say to them or something. And at this point, no recollection of any of this stuff. Total, what do you call that? Is that a brownout or is it a blackout? Only if you...
It's a blackout.
It's a blackout.
Well, a brownout is if you come in and out of it. If you can remember bits and pieces of it, that would be a brownout.
Okay, so I will, yeah. Minus shitting my pants, I'm pretty sure this was a brownout because I do have some memories. That I did not remember. And, the guys in the car, they're like, are you good? They were ready to,
call, 911 or
no,
do you need an ambulance, sir?
I was thinking maybe open some doors and maybe handle it the old fashioned way or something. But we move on, we get home, and, I drank another beer at my house with my dad. He had another one with me. He was staying the night. He has this teardrop camper parked in my driveway. So he's like, he can go in his camper and crash whenever he wants. So he didn't care about having another beer, and he obviously didn't have the 14 that I had that night. And then I go to bed, and again, I don't remember any of this. My wife told me this part. She said, that I came in and she was like, how's the game? I was like, I guess I told her, I was like, I'm pretty sure Jordan's upset with me. And she's like, what happened? And then I think Melanie chimed in and was like, I think it was because of the pickles or something. I don't know. But anyways, I lay down and that should be the end of the story. But like, I guess I lay down for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, she said. And then I got up, grabbed all the covers off the bed and went out to the couch and laid down with all the covers. And she was like, oh, no, wait. Like, I like a duvet. Where you going? You know, I was just a madman. And so I felt terrible the next day and I talked about it with my sister and I thought the only appropriate thing to do was, order Jordan a gift basket. And so I had a gift basket delivered to his house. It was a nice one too. Cost me like, it was like $70 for this gift basket for delivery and everything. It was their bestseller, their sweet and savory blend. So he got some cheese and nuts and I didn't want to like blow him up and message him all day and be like, hey man, I'm real sorry and all that. I was like, gift basket, you know, cause I did feel bad. Right. I care a lot about, my brother. He's just, he's a guy. He's my guy. You know what I mean? That was my bunk buddy growing up. That's, we're a year apart in age. I feel like we're like tighter friends than we are brothers, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like we have a healthy, if we weren't brothers, we would be tight anyway, you know, that kind of thing. And I felt terrible about the whole thing. So, that Wednesday was a day of healing and I think I got it done, but it was also a lesson learned as far as, you know, if you know you're going to have some fun and you know you're going to get your drink on and you're damn near 40 years old, maybe act like an adult, pace it out, mix some water in there every once in a while, drink light beer, that kind of thing. She got the best of me, that temptress, known as alcohol. So pretty embarrassing.
I think you should get another gift basket and go back to that intersection and wait at that light for those guys. And you need to give them a gift basket too.
Yeah, I
just really want to know if they like anime. Maybe they had recommendations.
Why did I ask?
That's why they were coming in.
Why is that the thing that came into my mind? Do you guys like anime? Like insult, like in an insulting way, you know?
Right. Well, you wanted to say something racist, but you couldn't say, you know.
No, I did not, man.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I'm speaking for my subconscious.
How else do you get to anime?
Maybe they maybe he had Asian characters on his steering wheel cover or something. I don't know the details. You understand?
Black guy? Come on.
I don't know. Everyone it does everything. It's anything is possible.
Well, that's my theory is I think you wanted to.
No.
Not like you had to say something inflammatory, but I think it would be funny if they were into anime because they're black guys and, you know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is that a stereotype? I thought anime was just like pockets of every race enjoyed anime.
No. It's nerdy white people.
It's nerdy. Yeah, it's nerdy, lonely white people. Those that are like the I'm way into anime crowd. Maybe overweight.
How's that racist then if they were black?
That's what I'm saying.
But it's like it's unexpected.
It would be ironic.
That's why it's fun. Yeah, it's ironic racist.
Yeah.
And my theory is that's because his first instinct was I want to say something first level racist, but then you realize that would be crossing a line and maybe getting your ass kicked.
Well, you got to be careful with this haircut. You know what I mean? And I certainly will carry myself in a different way in the future. All right. So I was kind of doing like a record, and I was trying to remember the last time I was that hammered, and I can't. Like, so I'm guessing it was like New Year's 2016, probably something like that. You know what I mean? And went right to bed before my darkness could come out.
St. Patrick's Day, 2009. Or
bachelor party, I got pretty lit out. My wedding, I got pretty wrecked, but it was 4 a.m. and everybody was as slaughtered as I was, so I didn't stand out, you know? I don't know. I don't like that, and I felt bad about it, and I want to repent to you guys.
I was curious how hard you guys were going to hit it last night. It sounds like you kept it pretty tame.
Yeah, I asked Zane before we got going for the pod, and he said, "Yeah, you guys were all fine." And so I was trying to lure people into evil activities. Like Zane and you golfed today, so he had kind of an early morning and was like, I just want to get back home and all that. And I said, well, we can do one beer at Joe's, right? Like, can't we go in and see Ann and have one beer? And he was like, and he agreed to that. I was like, we'll be real quick, 15 minutes and we'll be out. And we were. I think we had a little visit, and I think we pet your dog, and we all, slammed a...
Oh, my dog made you pet her. You don't get an option on that one.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here, you're petting me.
You know what I think it is I think once a designated driver is involved, it's like, you gotta earn that DD now. Did you guys ever have anything like that where it's like, okay, I'm getting chauffeured around. I'm getting chauffeured around. Look at me, fancy me. I can do whatever I want. So let's get alcohol poisoning. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I was going to say it still feels a little bit like, I don't know, getting slaughtered out in the world isn't the right thing to do. Like, normally after we go on a movie date, maybe we stop back off at Slapsy Maxie, shoot some pool, talk about the movie.
And we were always good about Ubering, and not driving because we knew we were going to drink 4 beers, Yeah.
4
beers.
times 2. 6.
Yeah. Me and Joe, we have done some drinking together. You're like officially like the person I have more alcohol experience with than I would say anybody else.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I know, right? It's such a dirty drug, isn't it?
It's a gray area.
It's the sloppiest, dirty, mind-altering drug.
I don't know. We all had, the 3 of us have had years of dirty drunkenness to add up.
I feel like that was a lot of weed, though. It was just like, let's all get real red eyes and play Halo, like when we were all kind of living together and stuff. Yeah.
But there was,
we had our nights. We had our nights. Yeah. That dog, dude, I'm about to lose him this time. Lily!
There was old TKG poured 151 on a table and lit it on fire.
Sure.
That table also at one time held like 3 pounds of marijuana.
Yeah. It goes without saying, but
on the table. Let's put it all on the table.
Yeah.
Why did he light a table? Was he doing an ECW or something?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Did somebody go through the table afterwards? That would have to logically follow up if it's an ECW.
You're going to set a fire on a table. Somebody better be going through it.
Yeah, I was going to say somebody needs to be slammed through that table. But yeah, just be careful out there, folks. Pace yourself, be smart, which I wasn't. So pretty embarrassing.
Well, I'm having a kind of a whole re-examining of alcohol. I've been doing pretty good the last few months. I've effectively replaced almost all of my drinking with just getting high.
That's great, man.
Oh, good.
And so and the way I'm trying to manage it or think about it is, I bought beer yesterday because there were going to be fights, and I decided, start of the month kind of thing. That'll be one of the days I drink. But I'm trying not to buy, more beer than I can drink in a day and a half. Cause then I'll just have beer in the fridge and then I'm gonna drink more.
It'll say, Kevin, there's more. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on. It's only 2 a.m. You're going to play Rocket League at least for another hour and a half. Don't you want to continue this fun journey? Come on, Kev.
Yeah, it's the weekend. Stay up until 6. And
come on. You can sleep tomorrow.
See, I'm trying to manage it just in terms of when I buy it and how much I buy. And, I don't want to be in the habit of I don't want it to be on my grocery list.
Yeah.
There's no reason to just have a stock of beer.
No.
I don't know.
If it's Friday, buy some beers. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's we don't need beers in the fridge on Wednesday night. It doesn't make sense.
I say this now, but I might, maybe I'll do it again, but that's how I'm feeling now. And I think it's good. I think it's good progress.
Totally. If you do find yourself in the situation I was on a Tuesday night, one thing I'll recommend is the next day, get yourself something nice and greasy. Maybe, maybe a burger, maybe some chicken tenders, some French fries. But I really like a fish sandwich the next day.
Yeah, that really soaks up the alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Joe, any comments on enjoying a nice fish sandwich.
I'm
segueing,
about
bro.
After drinking.
I'm segueing.
No, I'm with you on that, but
right.
I'm not sure if that's. I don't want to mislead some of our more alcohol-tempted listeners into actually getting a fish sandwich as a follow-up. You're much better off getting like White Castle, or Waffle House.
All these kids running around the world like, I ate all this cod and I still feel like garbage. That podcast is a lie.
Going to get mercury poisoning.
As far as I'm concerned, they can do what we say and then report back if it works to us.
Maybe it works.
We could be sued.
Anyways, Joe had a sandwich. We're excited to talk about it.
Well, yes, according to my timestamp here, this was at least on or before March 21st, 2021. Should have written down the date, but
must have been good if you didn't.
Well, yeah,
enter your log properly, you know.
Yeah, things get a little hazy after you've been trapped under a boulder. You have all these boulder visions, and it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. But this was definitely real. Perhaps few phrases in an unskippable advertisement are as harrowing as limited time only. Indeed, we are reminded that if we do not act swiftly and with great diligence, the limit would expire, the supplies would no longer last, and participating locations would cease participations. For what is a man, if not supplied exclusively to this participating location of Earth, if not existing for a limited time only? Here today, sent forth from the drive-through of existence, chewed up, dipped in ketchup, then wadded up and discarded into the emptiness of non-existence. Man is not asked if he would like the fire sauce at birth. He must take it and make it his own before his meat is rotten and infested with maggots, or chewed upon until his bones are gristled by a possum after a lone trash can is tipped over and spills after a strong gust of wind. This Lent, for a limited time only, White Castle is offering a seafood crab slider. Described by the company with a single sentence, a slider-sized crab cake topped with a creamy Creole sauce on her signature bun. The sandwich is certainly undersold. What is a crab cake? What is a creamy Creole sauce, you might ask, if you had lived on a diet of only sliders and onion chips? A crab cake is basically a regular cake, but instead of flour and eggs and sugar, you use crab meat, breadcrumbs, and mayo. A creamy Creole sauce is a tangy, mildly spicy concoction that, in my estimation, should become a permanent menu option. To supplement the crab cake slider, we see the return of the shrimp nibbler, described by the company as a bite-sized, shareable butterfly and a light and crispy coating. These are essentially shrimp in chicken nugget form. The breading was good, but overpowering to the actual taste of any shrimp. I did open one up to confirm that there was a piece of shrimp in there. There was. But without breading it, it was very bland. Eating just the breading would have been a wonderful treat at your local state fair. I ordered a couple of normal sliders as a backup, but they were not needed, and I could have had a lovely meal with just crab cake and sliders. They do run a bit more expensive than the normal slider at just over $1, but this is money well spent for the man who exists for a limited time only. Nutritional information was not to be found on the website, but I didn't look very hard, and it did have a taste of this definitely shortened your life. 8.5 out of 10 fishing poles for the crab cake slider, 8 out of 10 for the shrimp nibblers.
I am interested in this sauce now.
I feel like don't know if you're going to be able to get it.
I think that was a strong sell for the Creole sauce.
The tangy Creole sauce was a winner in my estimation.
And you said 8.5, so pretty strong. Is the time? Have I missed my window? Can I?
I think you've missed your window.
The
for
limited
this
time is over. Damn it.
The limited time is over.
Damn it.
Is over. Yeah.
All right. Well, solid work from JG. We appreciate the report. This was White Castle, so look for it next year, I guess, when they're back in season.
As long as they're still in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it's been a minute since I've been to a White Castle. That's
Columbus, Ohio's own White Castle.
Oh, that's right. They did start here.
Local sandwich shop, White Castle.
Right. Cincinnati has Skyline, and we have White Castle. What does that say about us? God.
We have White Castle and Wendy's.
Wendy's?
Yeah, we got Wendy's.
Is that actually Columbus, or is that a Cincy thing too? Or Dayton
or
something?
Columbus.
Okay.
It's Columbus, Central Ohio, at least.
We also have the Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's Dayton.
Damn it. Steven Spielberg?
Probably.
Pretty sure he's Columbus.
I don't know about that one.
Look it up. Good shit,
We've
Joe.
got the band Nothing.
We got the band Nothing. That's right.
They have OAR.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good reporting, Joe, as always, buddy.
Spielberg is from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, damn it.
Ah.
I did not know that either. I thought you were making a funny.
I know some things.
Okay.
Who else? Tracy Chapman? Is that Columbus? The Ohio Players? What do we got? There's got to be something. Roller coaster.
What about Katy Perry? Is she from Columbus?
Ooh, I wish. Do you guys want to hear about my problem with Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my segue.
Thank you, Carl. That was this is the last thing on the episode today. But where are you guys at on Katy Perry? You like her? You hate her? You like the songs? What do you think?
She's fine.
Just fine.
There are a couple that I really like. Last Friday Night, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah. So I found myself in a bit of a Perry.
It was a firework, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
she's got a bunch of bangers. E.T.,
California Girls.
What's the other big one? You said Last Friday Night.
No, California Girls, the Beach Boys.
The one that I'm really
Did
married.
she kiss a girl?
Oh, she did kiss a girl, and she liked it. The one that's really got me by the balls is It's Never Really Over. You heard this track? Yeah.
Yeah.
Real earworm, and now the kids are into it, and so yeah, we gotta. It's a classic Perry pit over here. We're all in on Perry. I don't know what to do about it. I do this with pop music where I'll say, hey Kev, have you heard this song? You heard this? You know, the Weeknd song? You ever heard this? And you're like, yeah, that came out 5 years ago. You know, like everyone's heard that song. Everyone liked it, and then everyone moved on. I find the pop tunes later. Like they'll just hit me, and I'm like, oh, this is my jam. And I'm like 5 years removed from when everyone else was humming it around their kitchen while they were making dinner and stuff. And I don't know. I'm not mad about it. I like Perry. What I do find is the way her songs are written and the content of her songs is they really skirt a line of like if you read a lot of the lyrics out, they're pretty gnarly. Like, I mean, they're pretty mature in nature. But I love that I think about all like pop music, how it's like, what, you know, how cute can we make a one night stand sound, right? Like how fun and young can we make being hungover sound? Like shit like that. It just cracks me up. But I always, in my mind, I hear the lyrics and my mind goes to the dark version of what that is, you know, like the rated R, you know, version of addiction or, you know, abuse or things like that. It's just, but I'm having fun with it. I just wanted to bring it up and see if you guys had any thoughts on Katy Perry, I guess. This isn't going anywhere.
I don't think I've ever intentionally sat down and listened to a Katy Perry song all the way through, but I know that I have definitely just heard them out in the world and kind of aware of them.
Yeah.
But I don't specifically know the ones that you're talking about. I feel like if you threw it all into a minor key and kept the same lyrics, maybe it would take on that melancholy tone that you're kind of talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some of the content, especially Last Friday Night. I thought it would be cool to do like a Katy Perry challenge where we do everything that Katy Perry did last Friday night, and like maybe like, I mean, you would absolutely go to prison. I mean, if you listen to all of the things that happened, she absolutely got laid. It's in the
you go to prison for that.
Well, I know, but there's other things. It's in the chorus that she enjoyed a menage a trois. I thought that was kind of serious. Like, okay, wow, we're sharing this.
You're still allowed to do that.
I know, I know, but that's a keystone moment in a man or woman's life.
You're saying this is kids' music?
It's a big step.
Well, that's what I'm saying about all pop music. Is they play it on the radio. It's for anybody, and I'm not a Puritan or whatever. But like I just like to if something's mature, I like to recognize it that it's okay. This is, especially with kids in the backseat. Like some lines will come across. And I'm like, how are they processing this? With no knowledge.
An MMF or a FFM?
They don't get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one is classy, one is slutty.
Joe, do you think you would ever A, do a menage, and B, would you do it in MMF?
You're thinking too long about this.
MMF, I think I'd be weirded out by.
What if the other M was a good trusted friend?
Are you propositioning me right now, John?
Not at all. I haven't read any
I see
of this
the way
by
you
my
drink,
wife.
buddy. Things could go a little off the rails pretty easily.
I would have had that idea Tuesday night in Cincinnati. Yeah, I'd have been like, dude, I think we can make this work.
Do you guys rather have it be a friend or just some dude?
Might be better if it's just a dude, so you can delete it from your memory if it doesn't work that well.
I don't know. I think if it's just a dude, though, you'd be wondering for the rest of your life, like, what happened to that dude? Is he making more money than me right now? Is he driving a better car?
Is he thinking about me? Do I ever come up in his mind?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's tricky. An FFM though, let's go all day long. That sounds like fun.
It also sounds like
never got me one of them menages. I feel like that's.
I feel stupid for not trying harder to make that happen when I was a young man. FFM.
Hindsight, you know what they say, man.
It's probably too much going on. I bet it's not that great.
There's a lot of moving parts. Yeah.
What are you talking about? It sounds like an absolute. Yeah, it sounds fun, right? I mean, if you go to your deep carnal lizard brain, whatever, like you would have fun doing that. That would be a good time. In a hotel room with all the, all the trappings, all the the boozes and your pills that you like so much, that would be fun.
I think in that scenario, I'd feel bad for just everyone involved after the fact, like both of the FFs and then the cleaning people that had to pick up after that.
Or what if it's a scenario where like you're responsible for really like pushing it all, but the other two parties are only kind of into it. That would be kind of
that weird. Sounds rapey, John. I don't
No.
That's...
Not in a rapey way. They agree and they have fun, but the record shows that you're the one that made it happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I think you basically have to join a swingers club where it's
and those people seems like it'd be the most worst,
forgiving.
Man. Yeah, and those are the worst people, right? That's gross.
Yeah, they're people that you would just see out in like Kroger and be like, I don't need to see that person in the nude, let alone have them in me at all. But those are the ones that tend to join them, I believe.
I believe you're right. Kind of out of shape, midlife, just wearing New Balances and bringing their lube to their buddy's house, and it's like some
probably own your own mildly successful construction group, that type of thing. Probably own a 2012 Prius.
Yeah.
No. These guys have mustaches. They don't drive Priuses.
Oh, I meant the wife of the guy.
Okay. It's rumored that there's a table that comes every Wednesday night to one of the venues that I do trivia at, and there's a rumor, I'm not sure what it's based on, but all the servers pretty much agree that they're all part of like an orgy group sex type thing, and that they go there and they fill their bellies full of pizza and burgers and beers, and then so this is like who I picture when we're talking about this, and they're all like in their 40s, and some of them are
do trivia.
They don't play trivia. They're there. They're there being loud, getting pre-gamed for their sex puddle. Yeah.
Is it every night or just the one that trivia happens?
they're there every night I'm there, but I've not asked if they're there other nights. But that's who I picture. It's like one Asian lady, a couple like bald middle-aged guys with some gray on the sides. It's gross, man. I just picture them all pounding each other, and then what do they do afterwards? How awkward is that? Well, you clean up. Anybody else trying to come still? Are we good? Everyone good? You good in the back? Oh, we still got one more. Everybody get him. You know, what do we do? I don't like it.
Last call.
Yeah, last call for nuts, bro. Oh. All right. We thank everyone for tuning in to podcast right now, April 20th. Are we done?
I thought there was a game. Was there not a game?
No, there's not a game.
Why isn't there a game?
You stopped coming for so long that we didn't want to like do it without you. But now that you're back, it's like. Maybe next week, if you show up again, it will get you a nice game. How about that?
Well, wait, I have a game we can play.
Let's play Joe's game.
I don't know. We don't have to. It all depends on how quickly I unlock my phone.
No, I'm looking at a hard out on time right now, so I kind of gotta scoot. Yeah.
No game.
Yeah, but, just wrap her up here. Mortal Kombat. Be careful with your beers, especially if you're, going to see a Cincinnati Reds game with family you haven't hung out with in any real way in a year. UFC, watch the violence. Apparently they're breaking legs over there. Check out the White Castle fish sandwich next time it's available. It will be for a limited time. And then Katy Perry. Love it, hate it. It's here. It exists. Thanks for listening. Podcast right now.
Well, don't forget to check out FFMs or MMFs or
sure,
maybe even an MMM.
All right. So yeah, that actually that should be clearly communicated. If you are 24, 25, and you find yourself able to pull that off, cheers from me, Kevin, Carl, and Joe. I say
it's going to ruin if you're doing it with a significant other. It's going to ruin the relationship.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you're single, ready for that to happen anyway, or if you're single, then go ahead and do it.
I think that's
Tracy Chapman is from Cleveland, also.
Cleveland?
Okay. Tracy Chapman, Cleveland. Yep.
Ohio players are definitely from Columbus. I'm certain. But anyways, thanks for listening. Have a good week. We should be back next week. I don't think we'll skip again anytime soon. And anything else, guys? Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Get your shot. All that good stuff.
Nothing.
Nothing.bandcamp.com. Listen to some good. Listen to this grunge band. They love.
Oh, Chauvin's guilty. We don't have to really talk about it. We can get out of here. Just
what is it?
Chauvin's guilty.
Oh yeah.
Thumbs up.
We didn't even touch it.
No, yeah, we can talk about it next week.
It's good that we'll talk about it next week for sure. We'll dig in deep. But that was a relief to see that is what transpired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a sweet and savory gift basket for all the times that we solved racism, and now Chauvin's guilty. I think we had a hand in that. Somebody
owes us a basket, bro. That much is clear. Leave no trace. Wave to your neighbors. Get some exercise. Get out there. We didn't talk about virtual reality or Apple Fitness watches this episode. I'm so proud of all of us.
Dun 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 dun.
Achievement unlocked. If you're having fun with the podcast for real, tell a friend. If you're not, stop listening. And then we say goodbye with a little tune. Oh, can I do it? Podcast! Right now! We did it. It's a pod.
Good pod.
It's out on the airwaves. I'm going to hit end on this live stream. Thanks, Bubby, for hanging out with us, bud. 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 Out with us, bud.